Good morning. Will you please stand for a moment of silence and remain standing for the pledge of the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coming up on UPC, Mrs. Jansen is here, and she has some important information.
We've got an interview with some of the members of the tennis team coming up today in sports.
All this and much, much more is on UPC, and it starts right now.
Good morning. Welcome to the March 17th edition of UPC. I'm Brian Ungst.
And I'm James Zervios. Interact will be meeting on Thursday in the Media Center. Attention, sophomores, junior, and seniors. The Herff Jones representatives will be back on Thursday, Friday, March 18th and 19th to take orders for class rings. Extra catalogs are in the main office.
Attention STEP students, you need to bring a copy of your report cards to Mrs. Stanton in room M9. If you are a graduating senior and plan to take either the SAT, ACT, or CPT in June for meeting the Bright Futures Scholarship criteria, please see Ms. Wood in the guidance office for needed paperwork to inform the district financial aid office of your intent. Renee is here with Mrs. Jansen with some very important information that everyone needs to hear. Renee?
Thanks, guys. I'm Renee Body, and I'm here with Miss Jansen. And students have been coming to you and talking to you about concerns about the school?
Yes, they have, Renee. And so I've taken quite a bit of information from them, and we've come up with 3 important articles or issues that we need to deal with. And good morning and happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. As the end of the school year approaches and spring brings terrific weather, I know that you too are anxious to be out on the beach. But we have several weeks of classes to complete, and to that end, I have 3 important issues to discuss with you this morning. Countryside High School has a history of pride with high student achievement in a safe learning environment, and for the most part, students that are attending Countryside are here for the right reasons, to obtain a good education. Unfortunately, there are a small number of students who feel that they have the right to disrupt the educational process at our school. I've collected data from several hundred students here who share my concerns over the following 3 issues. Number 1, smoking on school property, most importantly in the restrooms. The constant lack of respect in the lunchroom. And third, the fighting on school property. After reviewing our Code of Student Conduct, along with Countryside High School's discipline policy, the following steps will be taken to put a stop to these behaviors which are depriving the majority of the students to attend classes in a clean and healthy environment. Students will not be permitted to loiter in or around restrooms, especially during lunches. Students are to eat lunch in the specified areas, the mall area, and outside on the west end of the campus, not in the hallways nor in the restrooms. Students will be in the restroom stalls 1 at a time, not 4 and 5 to a stall. And these are the consequences for those violations. Number 1, students caught smoking in the building will be issued a $100 fine for the first offense and a $500 fine for each offense thereafter. Suspensions will also apply. Food throwing. There are a handful of students who appear to have no respect for you or for our school. These few students have on a continuous basis not picked up their trays or trash after lunch and have now decided that it is funny to throw food at each other or onto the floors during lunches. Please understand that this is your only warning. Consequences will apply. Number 1, students will be suspended for 3 days for the first offense for food throwing. Students will also be required to clean the cafeteria area. 2, students who leave their trash on their tables or on the floor will be required to clean the cafeteria during lunch the following day. Fighting. I know that there are many times when you may not agree with the opinion of another student. I also know that there are times when you feel that you cannot find a single good thing about another student to like. Regardless, we're all part of this school, and teachers have a right to teach. Students have a right to learn. Fighting disrupts the learning environment. It violates the rights of other students to learn. It disrupts the normal operation of the school, which prevents instruction from going forward. There are many ways to settle disputes over disagreements without physical confrontation. Pure mediation has always been a mechanism to settle these differences. Fighting is not. I'm asking that each of you do your share to maintain the educational atmosphere here at Countryside by helping your peers to seek alternative means of resolving disputes. All students have a right to have a violence-free learning environment, and any physical confrontation infringes on the rights of all students at Countryside. The consequences to fighting, and these will follow the guidelines from Pinellas County Schools Code of Conduct. Any student involved in a physical fight will be suspended for a minimum of 5 days. Two of those days may be earned back by attending Countryside's newly formed Alternative to Suspension program, where there are behavior management classes involved in that. And it is required that the student and a parent attend these classes, which are offered in the evening. We also have an environment where it's completely closed, and if a fight involves a major disruption in the building, that suspension can go up to 10 days. Countryside has a terrific student body and an exceptional teaching staff and an administrative team who's devoted to providing an atmosphere where all students will be successful. You're fortunate to be a member of this outstanding school, so please join me and your fellow students who care about the continuing high academic standings of this school in a safe and a healthy learning environment in ensuring that those few who disrupt our school are given no more opportunities. Thank you, Renee, for giving me the opportunity to speak with you.
Oh, anytime. And thank you very much for coming on the show. And now back to you guys.
Thank you, Renee and Ms. Jansen, for that information. Attention all Marine Biology Club members, there will be a meeting at 2:05 in the library on Wednesday, March 17th. We will be discussing the Keys trip, and we will be having a St. Patrick's Day ice cream party. All interested members are urged to attend. There will be an SJA meeting today, March 17th, after school in room B4. All members must attend.
If you want to be involved in SGA next year, come to the election meeting on Monday at 2:05 in B4. There will be an executive board meeting today after school. All members must attend. And now let's go to Alfredo with some information on Owl County Wrestling. Alfredo?
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Yesterday in track, the Cougar boys team lost to Eastlake and Clearwater in a triangular track meet. Scoring points for the Cougars in the field events were Brian Patterson with the discus and shot put, Kyle Wolfenbarger triple jump, Darren Jackson in the long jump, Sean Ramirez in the 2-mile run, Mike Beavers in the mile run, Mike Gitchell in the 880 run and relays, Keith Tickner in the 441 and high jump, and Dan Hendis in the 100-yard dash. Good job to all the team. Yesterday at Seminole, the Lady Cougar softball team held off a late-inning rally by the Warhawks to beat their biggest rival 6-5. Crystal Cruz earned the win and is now 8-2 on the season as the Lady Cougars up their overall record to 10 wins and 2 losses. Later today, the team will host Tarpon Spring. And here at home, the Cougar baseball team pounded out 3 runs in the 6th inning, but was not enough to overcome the Clearwater Tornadoes as we lost 6-5. The Cougars are now 6-8 and will play Pinellas Park this Friday. On Monday, the girls' golf team defeated St. Pete at the Vinoy Golf Club. CHS shot 184 to St. Pete's 220. Amanda Dick led the Cougars shooting 1 over par 37. Daryl Blakely shot 41. So did Julie Tormino, and Megan Conrad played well also. The team is now 1-0. And that's all we have for you today in sports. Now back to you guys.
That's all we got for you today.
Have a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
I don't want another heartbreak. I don't need another turn to cry. No, I don't want to learn the hard way. Baby, hello. Oh, no, goodbye. But you got me like a rocket, shooting straight across the sky.